Good afternoon, Israel Briefers, and welcome to the Thursday edition of the Israel Brief. You know, time flies when you're having fun and bringing the news headlines to your favorite people around the world. As always, I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief, brought to you in partnership with these guys, Lay of the Land, where we bring you your news without filter, without bull poo-poo, and of course the occasional rant from me. It is Thursday, which means a little later in the show, I will be bringing you your choices for Mench and morons of the week. And what is very interesting is one of our Menches is usually a moron, which begs the question: can you rehab a moron into a Mench? Well, tune in to find out. And of course, as always, we take your audience question. And if you have a question that you would like addressed on the Israel Brief, please be in touch with us via our website or via our various social media. Today is day 692 since the atrocities of the 7th of October. And as always, I'm here to remind you that there are still 50 hostages. Every second counts for them. President Trump just a few days ago says he believed that less than 20 are still alive. We hope that the 20 that we've had signs of life from are still alive. We will not give up hope, and we will not stop fighting for every single one of them, the living and the dead, to come home. We appeal to you, to the international community, to continue to speak, to be the voices for our hostages who right now are depending on every single one of us to speak about their plight and put the pressure on Hamas. So let's take a look at the top stories, and we begin with a message from all of us here at the Israel Brief and at Lay of the Land to express our profound condolences and prayers to the Catholic community around the world, to the people of the United States, and most especially to the community of the Annunciation Catholic School. Israel's Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar expressed condolences on behalf of the State of Israel, saying that he is horrified by the shooting and that Israel stands resolutely with the community, with the United States, and with the Catholic community around the world. Now, yesterday, a 23-year-old shooter, Robin Lantzman, opened fire on children who were praying in a church attached to the Annunciation Catholic School. He murdered 2 of the children and injured about 17 others. It's incomprehensible. It's absolutely incomprehensible. There is nothing more sacred and holy than children at prayer. Lantzman, who is described as trans, was also a fervent anti-Zionist and anti-Semite, and some of the writings found in possession are just too horrific for us to even mention what was said. Meanwhile, Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar, addressing the media following his meetings with his American counterpart, the Secretary of State Marco Rubio, said the meetings were very, very good. And when asked about a Palestinian state, he says there will be no Palestinian state. Israel's position is clear. Any awarding of a Palestinian state right now, while Hamas is still in power in the Gaza Strip, is rewarding terror. Meanwhile, staying with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the Director General, Eden Bar, has called on the IPC. This is the organization that is responsible for measuring famine, to retract what he calls their forged report accusing Israel of famine. Now, if you go onto the Israel Ministry of Foreign Affairs YouTube channel, and I really, really encourage you all to do that, you will see the Director General in a 20-minute video present all the findings and all the evidence which absolutely debunks the IPC's accusations of famine against the State of Israel. Staying now with legalities, and the chickens, guys, are coming home to roost. According to The Guardian, this is the British Guardian, another woman has come forward to accuse International Criminal Court Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan of sexual harassment. Now, this follows a case brought forward by another worker who says that he abused his position to try and push her into having sexual relations with him. Now, shortly after those accusations, Khan issued his warrants of arrest for Prime Minister Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, accusing them of being war criminals. Now, Israel is not a signatory to the Rome Statute, which is the foundational document that started the International Criminal Court, and neither is the United States. And the United States have imposed sanctions on the ICC and several of their prosecutors for both accusing the United States and Israel of war crimes. Meanwhile, Khan said that, or accused rather, the Mossad of instigating and coming up with a campaign to try and discredit him. No, dude. When you commit acts of sexual harassment and the victims come forward, that is not the Mossad. That is you being called out. It's called consequences. I believe we are in the FO segment of FAFO. And if you don't know what FAFO, F-A-F-O means, it means beep around and find out. France is reportedly mulling opening an embassy in the West Bank. This would be under the auspices or the authority of the Palestinian Authority. Now, this follows France's statement just several weeks ago that they intend to recognize a Palestinian state at next month's UNGA. Well, it's going to be interesting because the French government is basically teetering on collapse. But of course, whenever there is an internal issue, just go look no further than Israel. You know, People's Exhibit B. Speaking to Israel's Channel 12, a longtime advisor to President Macron, Ofer Bronstein, said that it is being mulled whether or not France will open an embassy in Ramallah. Bronstein went on to say that he believes that it's in Israel's best interest to have a Palestinian state, and that October the 7th wouldn't have happened if there was a Palestinian state, which of course all security experts completely disagree with. Meanwhile, the French embassy have refused to comment. And finally, the IDF have confirmed earlier today that in accordance with the government, the IDF will open 2 more humanitarian aid and food distribution centers in the Gaza Strip. They will open up one in the south of the Strip and one in the center. And they will work alongside their unit COGAT. This is the unit responsible for humanitarian aid in the Gaza Strip and in the West Bank, or Judea and Samaria. And the aim of this is to make sure that Gazan civilians are able to get their aid safely and without any interference from Hamas. So guys, those are our top stories. Let's take a look at the audience question, and it's a really lovely question. It comes from Neville in Johannesburg, who asks, how are the former hostages doing? What are they doing now? So this is a really, really moving question. Most of the former hostages are basically getting on with their rehabilitation. It's a very, very long process. As we discussed last week, the 5 observation soldiers have been released from their in-hospital rehab, but they still have to have ongoing therapy of a different kind. And right now, the hostages are very much focused on that. But every single one of them is campaigning, is speaking wherever they can for the remaining hostages. They have all said without exception that they will not stop until all the hostages are home safe. And I think we can all honor the hostages, both still in captivity and who have been released, and those who have sadly not survived, having been murdered in captivity or on the 7th of October, that we will honor them and continue to fight for the freedom of all. And now is the time of the week you guys love the most. It is finding out who you have chosen as your menches and your morons. So, without further ado, improvised drum roll. Let's start with the morons. And the morons of the week, my choice is Venice for Palestine. This is a group of activists at the Venice Film Festival who have pushed and pushed and pushed and put the pressure on for the film festival to declare a genocide in Gaza. This is absolutely contrary to all the evidence. Remember, guys, we are at war, and genocide is not about numbers and what you see on your phones or on social media during war. Genocide is about intention, and I've just told you we are opening even more aid distribution centers, and you don't do that when you're committing genocide. They have also impressed on the committee to disinvite Gal Gadot and Gerard Butler. Now, Gerard Butler, who is Scottish, and Gal have starred together in a movie. What is quite interesting is that neither of them had any intentions of going to the Venice Film Festival, and Gerard Butler has been a firm supporter of Israel, and I think that he deserves to be named a mensch as well, as does our Queen, Gal Gadot. And the other morons of the week come in from your recommendations. One is Associated Press. The other is all the media that continue to push these accusations of mass starvation against Israel, and the new accusation of genocide because journalists were killed during the strike on Nasser Hospital, even though we have it on good authority and with evidence at least 2 of the 4 were members of Hamas. And now for your mentions. One choice of mensch of the week is His Holiness the Pope for speaking out, calling not just for an end to the war, but for the immediate and unconditional release of the hostages, something world leaders could take a lesson from. I have only really heard 2 major world leaders speak out and call for the immediate release of the hostages. King Charles, His Majesty King Charles, and His Holiness the Pope. Yes, we have heard President Donald Trump say the hostages must come home, but where are the rest of the world leaders? Our hostages are not the last line in a press release. They should be the first. And other mentions include this coming in from Australia, the Albanese government for their expelling of the Iranian ambassador and for their declaring the IRGC, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, as a terror organization. Although they were very firm to tell me this doesn't let them off the hook for everything else they have done. So point taken, but full points to my Aussies for giving credit where credit's due. And my choice of mensch of the week is former hostage Emily Damari. Emily Damari has written to the Pulitzer Prize Committee. They just awarded a Pulitzer Prize to a writer who accused the hostages of being killers, and she has written a very, very strongly worded letter describing her conditions in captivity and exactly who Hamas were, and basically shaming them for awarding him a Pulitzer. We couldn't love you anymore if we tried, Emily. We love you just so much. You Eshet Chayil, you righteous, righteous woman. So guys, that's it from me for this week. And don't forget to check us out on our website at www.layoftheland.online. We're on YouTube right at the Israel Brief. Please help us jump over that last hurdle to over 2,000 subscribers by subscribing. If you like this content, please like and share. We're on Facebook at Lottel site. Thank you to our new community members. Welcome to you all. We are on LinkedIn at Rolene Marks, on Instagram at Rolene_Marks, on Substack at Rolene Marks, and on X at Lay of the Land 5. So guys, God bless you all. Have a wonderful weekend. Shabbat Shalom. I love you all madly, and I will see you again on Monday. Bye for now.